This is Paul. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just sitting here. I'm waiting to get my constitutional rights. Yeah. I had sent an email last night about color of law violations. Yes. I don't think a lot of sheriffs and police officers understand the importance of civil rights. Yes. And I know when you read color of law, you think it's a racist or ethnic violation. Yep. And there is a certain amount of meaning to that. But when you abuse power and you falsify evidence, yeah, false arrest, false imprisonment, those are all color of law violations. Now, what happens is when I went through the 10 amendments in the Bill of Rights, yes, and I had an email that my right to due process was being violated. Yeah, that's an actual civil right. And then when I had went through the other amendments, number 11, number 12, number 14, yeah, number 14 has quite a few civil rights in that amendment. Yeah. Now, when you don't enforce the laws of the United States and then you make up a story, you have a false police report, and then you arrest me on January 4th, yeah, that's a color of law violation. Yeah, because I wasn't in that city on that day. And then when you make me go to court, when I was not in Squim and there was surveillance camera footage and there was an email from the Port Angeles Library on that day showing that there was no possible way that I was in Squim. Those are all color of law violations. Now, when you talk felonies, I know there's some people that say, well, he's not an attorney, he don't know. Well, I can read, okay? Now, I sent that in March of 2016, and I was real upset that day. I did put some cuss words in that email. The email that I sent that said, I am suing every employee of the United States Postal Service. Not supporting and defending the Constitution of the United States. Now, I know there's 438,000 employees in the Postal Service. And I emailed the postal inspector, the inspector generals. I emailed all the inspector generals of the various independent agencies of the United States federal government. When you arrest a person, pooch, and they can prove they weren't in the city in which the alleged crime took place, and then you obligate them to continue to go to court when there was no jurisdiction for the arrest. When the law requires, I think it's that child abuse law that was in the response from the state of Washington, that it requires proper and timely notice. The law requires. And not having actual notice or opportunity to be heard does violate the 5th Amendment in the Bill of Rights and the 14th Amendment. Now, I'm sitting here today really evaluating how I'm going to approach these problems. There's a lot of oaths, judges, justices that can be charged with the crime of being accessories to the felonies of color of law violations. Now, last night I made that last video about, well, think of me as the beneficiary of everything you own. Because when you really look at color of law, I wasn't kidding when I said you'll be paying me when you get out of prison.